see if this all works. It should do. It should do, he says. It should do. It should do, he says. Right then. Ooh, I can play around with displays. Ooh, that's always good. Right then. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I'm having fun today. I'm seeing how many people have responded to a certain video I just put up on my channel and are not understanding task group tactics or task group capabilities. It's causing me fun. I shouldn't do this, but I have certain people I know who cannot get it and who will literally jump on anything I say and will depend on that shit must be able to do the full suite, otherwise it doesn't have that capability. And they're right if it's on its own, but as part of a task group it still has that capability. Hello Wayne, hello Spike. Rather Leslie. I have fun with these things because a fleet's capabilities are more than the sum of its parts. For example, if I tell you a destroyer an escort force of a carrier is made up of, let's say, 2 destroyers and 3 frigates, what's the anti-submarine warfare strength for that force? Well, you go, well, it's the 3 frigates. Is it though? First thing you have to ask me is how many ASW helicopters are being carried by the carrier, how many helicopters are on the destroyers, and how many are on the frigates. If the frigates have 1 helicopter each and the destroyers have a helicopter each, or 2 helicopters each, let's say they have 2 Lynx helicopters and the frigates have a medium helicopter, like Merlin. And the carrier then has a dozen Merlins. Well, the anti-submarine warfare strength of that group is 15 Merlins, 4 Lynx, and 3 frigates. And so it's very different than 3 frigates. But some people find it difficult to work that out because they're sort of under that scenario, the destroyers are part of the anti-submarine warfare force. Yes, they're only sitting there to provide a base for the helicopters, but that's still an anti-submarine warfare capability. It's an off-board capability. It's ability they are having by providing a service as supplying support for the helicopter, but they're still anti-submarine warfare. And yes, as I explained in the video, if people had listened on forward before reacting to that one, they'd have heard I explained that the frigates act like a almost airborne early warning system for underwater. With their towed array sonars, they're queuing in the helicopters and sending them out to the operations. But the helicopters are still useful. If the helicopters on your carrier count for your anti-submarine warfare strength, so do the helicopters on your destroyers. Anyway, that's enough of me pondering about that. Oh! Garius is live building a Kobe Graf Zeppelin. Cool. I forgot he was doing that this morning. Sorry. We've had a visit from family as well. So basically, between those 2 things, I've had between people reacting to that video and this, and the family visiting, I've had a fun morning. How is everyone doing? Ooh, border share. Two of my Cardiff class light cruisers. They are light cruisers, not ASW light cruisers. That's a heavy cruiser. Armed with 6.6-inch guns. That's armed with 8 6.6 inch. I'm not going to fight that battle. I just don't want to lose. That's convoy destroy? That convoy could be interesting. 1 destroyer versus 1 destroyer. All the fights of the French are taking place over here. What? Oh, there is a fight over here. That's cool. 2 light cruisers, 2 destroyers versus... Ooh. There's all sorts of things. What I do love is the fact that the United Kingdom is now ringed in mine. Basically, it's a case of, you think you're going anywhere? Everything's heading down there right now. That should be down there. I'm just going to end next turn. So, how are you doing? Olympus mod for DCS, Total God Mode. Hello everyone. Olympus mod for DCS. That sounds intriguing. Honestly, I have to say, the thing that's caused me the most fun this week was like, you know, my relaxation game, my go-to game if I just want to switch my brain off and just relax, is Timberborn, right? Timberborn has introduced this thing called bad water, which has made your life far more complicated, because it used to be quite easy. Get food, get water set up, and then pretty much everything else was just a matter of time and money. Or rather, time and logistics, which was fairly easy to coordinate and didn't require much brain power. The joyous people have added in bad water, which comes on occasion, which means you actually have to stay awake during the game and watch, because if you don't, suddenly your reservoirs are full of bad water, which kills your beavers off. I will go and check that out. Wayne Boren. Hello, Randall fan. Hello, Jonathan Moon. How are you all doing? So how's everyone doing? By the way, today I do have to leave at roughly 4 because, which is roughly 2 hours away, there is roast pork being cooked by my mum. And it's going to be good. So I'm not missing out on that. Does anyone remember what R means? Reserve? Is that really a fair battle? Because that's one of their important heavy cruisers and... there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, and a destroyer. This is such a fair battle. I'm going to have to do this battle, because otherwise they're going to run away. I'm glad you're going to make it your novella, Random Dale fan, because frankly, I need all the good fiction out there at the moment I can get. I keep writing and working and then reading fiction in the evenings to try and get my brain to switch off to go to sleep. And so far I've gone through all my books. So I am now hunting new books on Kindle pretty much every night. It's getting bad. Okay. You're not following anyone. You're free. Go hunting. I know. I can hear them doing that as well. They are mentally crumbling together. So hopefully these ones will charge off. Nope. Ahead, abreast, normal. You're now in a 6-inch gun range and 3-inch gun range. Oh, that's just evil. The fact that you're still alive is quite a testament to the French construction of you. I feel like I should go take closer inspection of you. You were a proud ship. You were a brave ship. You were being mobbed by multiple battleships, which are literally just beating up at you. Remember, it's the J novel contest I was bothering Glyn for advice about on Discord. Oh, cool. You don't realise Glyn loves that sort of conversation. I mean, seriously. He loves helping people. He loves getting people. He's, the thing that's coming up is Glasgow. Later this year, there's going to be a big big convention of authors, and it's, it looks like it's going to be really cool, and he's going to be up there. Well, he's hoping to be up there. He's not confirming it because he's not sure if he's going to be. But it's worthwhile, you know, looking into if you're interested, if you're doing all that to go up there. Because it's all the various, I would say, non-traditional fiction. Ads and back. I'm glad the ads are over. I don't even get notified if ads are coming on this one anymore. Twitch has changed. Hello, Memosoria. Germany's invading Norway. I'm not sure I like that, but I'm currently beating up the French, so there's not much I can do. Not sure I like Germany invading Norway, though. It never gives me good feelings whenever Germany takes Norway. Luckily, I have Finland and Russia to invade Norway from. Or southern, you know, southern Norway. Northern Norway from, I suppose. Yeah. I'm just putting in tonnage. Basically, everything I can get is heading there. Just the plan is to just overwhelm it with as much tonnage as I physically can get in this region. I just have so many submarines though, all over the place. Oh. Repairing Africa, Orlando. Let's just send everything there, shall we? Because if I can take northern France, that takes a lot of their ability to produce stuff from there. Because northern France is also where the French get a lot of their oil. I want to invade Hawaii. I don't want them out here. Hawaii. Yeah, that should be enough to deal with that. Five destroyers, 3 battleships. That should make Hawaii mine quite quickly, and then I'll take the other French islands. I'm going to slowly work my way through the French islands. Slightly over capacity due to the construction of various things, to repair various things. But I should be okay pretty much next month. Special machinery. What special machinery is being built? Improved gearbox. Oh, cool. Have I got anything that allows me to get that? No, you're not being researched. You're not doing anything for me at the moment, so yep, you can do that. Submarine improvements are a month away. Destroyer design, what's that going to give me? 2,200 ton destroyer. That could be useful in a bit. I wonder what hull construction is working towards. I'm hoping that's quality control again. I need more quality control. I'm going to do that. So, modern elephant. So you missed 90% of what you said. Okay. Well, what I was talking about was that if you... There is a... Glyn loves helping people. In Glasgow, there is going to be a conference this year. A convention. And I think Glyn is hoping to attend it if he can, the stars align sort of thing. But it's also going to be a really interesting thing for everyone to go to. So I highly recommend it. It's your publishing and working in that area anyway, to go to the convention, the big international convention up in Glasgow, because I know myself from experience, and I'd say this is one of the things which annoys me with online conferences, because they've started trying to push so many conferences online. It's not the same. Conventions, conferences, it's the people you meet in person, wandering around and chatting to in the corners, and often away from the big actual talks that actually make a big difference. Can I show you ships? Yeah, I'll show some ships off. So, we have our oldest still in service, the Battleship Repulse, which is still wandering around, because it's useful, up until my modern ASW cruisers, which literally I built with the idea of using them for anti-submarine war, because the destroyers don't seem to be able to give me something stable. The latest battleship design, which is under construction, are the Rodneys, which Well, and you'll probably see a few in a battle in a bit. But let's see. Let's go have a look at this. Yeah, there you go. That's the Rodney class. I quite like my Rodney class. I think they're fairly good ship designs. As you can see, it's got a lot of 6-inch guns on it. Now, there's a reason for that, because, frankly, I don't like cruisers or destroyers getting anywhere near me. So I like to keep the 6-inch guns to basically smatter them. And then the these guns on the front, they do what they're supposed to do. They're 16.5-inch 48s. Pretty nice long-range killing system. But we have a few of those. I really should start doing a more strict policy of getting rid of designs as I go on, but I like my designs, and I like adapting them and improving them. And I tend to not scrap ships if I can avoid it. Which is why I end up with quite so many ships. Because my policy is always, if I can still use that ship in operations, it's useful. And sometimes, when you're doing an invasion of northern France, when you have the invasion of the northern France, you need hundreds of thousands of tons of ships. You don't need them all to be the best ships. You need hundreds of thousands of tons of ships. So, frankly, having them is good. I've got North Atlantic in the way. Ah, that's the same. Really wanted the Brits to stop bothering them. And I got lots of submarines. I'd like to actually... I'm waiting for them to add in a submarine design capability. I have to say, I also, with my older ships, what I tend to do is suddenly push them further and further into around the world. So they go slightly... You might notice I almost do it subconsciously now. I'm so used to doing it that they slowly get pushed out further and further away. Oh yeah, mothballing ships tend to get bought by allies, which does help. It's almost done. Chance to succeed 27%. I need over half a million tons to invade, and I've got nearly 1 million. I need more. Where do I have more? Oh, this force isn't going to get worn down by anyone, is it? No, they're Canada class. Oh, cuties. 12 15-inch guns and a top speed of 32 knots. Yeah. Oh yeah, skirmish line of subs is handy. It's handy to damage the enemy before invasion. Oh. What the Queen Elizabeth class might have been if I'd been in charge. Oh. 15-inch 44 guns. 12 of them. 8 6-inch guns. 4 twins either side. No, 16 6-inch guns, actually. 6-inch guns. 12 15-inch guns. And 8 3-inch guns. Top speed 32 knots. Looking at this ship just brings some peace to me. $53,102 tons. Imagine if this had rocked up to Jutland. Oh, that would have been a cat fight. Jellicoe and Beatty over who gets it. I don't know. I've recently become convinced of the notion that brew bottled for American market is slightly different than brew canned for the British market. It is. It is. Due to in part to local regulations, but also in part to I'm not sure really the reason why. It's local regulations mainly, but also it's to reflect the flavours of the people around. Iron brew in the UK, British iron brew is a stronger flavour, I have found. Canadian iron brew is not that different, not far that so different. But really, the closest I found was I think I found one bottle of iron brew in Australia in my entire trip to Australia. So basically, that's what the French could find themselves fighting if they attacked that task group. 4 of those. John Moon, the Super Fleet submarine is 3,700 tons, DD size, so it makes sense you can design them. It would be interesting if you could design your own submarines. And I have had some interesting conversations with people about the metrics of adding aircraft carriers into this game. And they have, it is considered, but it's kind of a case of, it's sort of broken once you add in aircraft carriers. Because if you have to then sort of add design the aircraft, and that's complicated. Hey, they've moved the dashboard control to my phone. That's cute. That makes my life a little bit easier. I didn't realise that was working. So, I've got an open going on. The only people who really don't like me are the French. Oh, the Italians. Gotta be nice to the Italians, but look at my ally list. And France's ally list is terrible. Norway, you should have allied with me then if Germany would never have attacked you. If you had allied with me, Norway, Germany would never have attacked you. Mainly because I'm the reason Germany is a single state. Oh god, I've broken this game so badly. I've taken over Russia, I have destroyed China, and I have converted Germany into a third its size. Oh goodness gracious me. I've broken something and now I'm doing something to the French. It's just not right. It's 1926. Brew was better before they cut the sugar. Which is why I like the 1901 Cameron. You know, the 1901 is back to the original. It's glorious. It's so smooth. That's the trouble with Iron Brew 1901, though, is it just glides down the throat, and you don't realise how much you're drinking until you look round and you've got 6 very expensive glass bottles have all been emptied, and you're going, oh frigate, I've drunk that much. I've discovered more oil. That's good. I don't want to get into that fight. I want... Okay. Battle. Oh, fudge. I didn't press the auto-resolve. I could lose this one. Or I could just win it. Let's see what I do. Why is the ferret my frigating flagship? And a light cruiser my screen? No. Screen of that. That's the battle line, thank you. Okay, this might work. This might work. A lot of 6-inch and 3-inch guns, some torpedoes. This could work. Destroyer can manage 33 knots. I forget, I build my destroyers fast, don't I? But not well armed. Fast and a lot of torpedoes. That's a lot of torpedoes. Yeah, I know you believe the... Why would I be on the frigating destroyer? That's more sensible. Tuck in behind the light cruiser. Okay, that was... We sunk the light cruiser. Now it's the other light cruiser's turn. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. That's a destroyer up there, by the way. That's why it's making smoke. Okay, both enemy light cruisers are sunk. I have got 2 destroyers left. And I think I'm bigger, tougher, and certainly meaner destroyed than they are. And where's the other destroyer? Something was making smoke over in that direction. Okay. That's sinking. My light cruiser's sinking. Not sure why you're making smoke. I didn't tell you to make smoke. But you are. They've lost 2 light cruisers and a destroyer. East. Enemy smoke spotted. I don't know why I have a feeling this direction's better. There you go. I'm not sure how that's considered. Sometimes I think this game's metrics are broken. Oh, and thank you for all the... I said this last night on the video last night, and I will say this again. Some of the messages you get with Ko-fi are really quite lovely, and thank you to everyone who sends them. It's really quite nice. It was quite disturbing when I started getting messages from family members via Ko-fi, but we'll leave that to one side. No. No. Trying to see if there's any way they think they can... This is... Let's run this battle, shall we? You've been working on your paper this morning, Spike. Has it been going well? Come on. Keep the bottles, make them. My family all knows my addiction to iron brew. Plus, it's going to sound strange, but the glass bottles are a bit special, and they're being kept because they're going to be. Well, now of course we're talking about moving, so I'm not sure if they're going to go in this office or in the next office. They're going to be a display. I'm going to show my creativity. So. Pause. You will do a bridge, but you will do a breast. Doris, you're going to screen. You're also going to screen. You're going to avoid torpedoes. You're going to avoid torpedoes. You're all going to avoid torpedoes. And you're going to do that, but you're going to go to that formation. Destroyers come through and screen. Light cruisers come through and screen. Let's make this painful, shall we? The French decided to challenge us, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like to be challenged. I think it shows base inconsideration. Now, normal doctrine would be very interesting on this front, but I realise they have a plethora of destroyers. Now, the reason they have a plethora of destroyers is an advantage for them in torpedo attack. But if I take them out with long-range 6-inch gunfire, their torpedoes will never get in frigging range of me. Also, there's the fact that the ships most capable of taking their attacks by torpedoes are probably my battleships. Which are merrily sinking them. Go and attack. Go and attack. And yeah. Battleships just keep together. Keep zigzagging, but keep together. Let's corral them, everyone. Shall we, onto our own torpedoes? Is anyone else trying to spot the battleships here? Oh, there's the battleships. They're such titchy things. I actually missed them and all the things. And there's another one there. They are small battleships. Seriously, they're small. Now, you might suggest, am I going for a defeat in total for them, the enemy? Yes, I am. I want nothing less than the complete and utter destruction of the entire French force. Because apparently that's what I need to achieve in order for it to get this thing to consider it a win. Has anyone been keeping track of how many French vessels have been sunk yet? Oh, there goes one of their battleships. Let's take out the Corvair as well, shall we? Actually. Oh, we've lost the light cruiser. We've lost the light cruiser. We might have to order some more. Come on, Corvair, sink! Sink! Anything less than you still float. So now I've got no battleships left. I've lost one light cruiser. That's terrible. I wasn't expecting to lose anything in this fight, honestly. Where I brought my light cruisers into this fight, though, that probably was silly. But it was the only way I could think of fixing them in position. By using my light cruisers basically as sacrificial lambs to hold them to stop them running away. Because annihilating the French in detail was the aim. Oh, good lord, you're not taking 15-inch fire, are you? I'm not surprised at thinking. Again, nice way. What do they have that's afloat right now? Those light cruisers. You're going to hunt down this. Destroyers are going to hunt down this. In fact, everything is going to come and hunt down this. It's capable of 34 knots. It could run away. But down to maximum speed. Down to maximum speed. Down to maximum speed. But it's not. This is probably one of the bravest displays by a light cruiser I have ever seen. It is circling in front of what is a practically untouched fleet. Gentlemen, you've chosen the Francisco Caracolas. Cool. Oh. Oh, good lord. Circling, circling. Everything to try and keep away from the fire that's coming in. This is an absolute storm of fire coming down on this brave light cruiser. This plucky light cruiser is putting up a truly, truly French fight. It is absolutely refusing to give in or surrender, despite being surrounded by... Well, that's sinking. That's sinking. Yeah. Despite being surrounded by 4 battleships, 3 light cruisers, and 6 destroyers. I mean, it is a brave, it is a braw fight. It is indeed worthy of the ages. It's now making a run for it. Is it going to try and do it? Is it going to try and do it? Is it going to try and make a run for it? But the trouble is, it's already damaged. That's going to be affecting its top speed. Its top speed was 34.3 knots, but damaged. It might not succeed in getting away. And the faster it goes, the more it's going to affect its own flooding. And the thing is, the British ships are not that much slower. So let's see, can it get away? Can the Leopard Get away! Can the leopard escape, or has its plucky fight to the end costed its life? It's looking very dire for the leopard. It's at 20%, less than 20% floating. Its ability to stay afloat is reducing. Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? Is the leopard gonna be sunk? The last ship, is she gonna be sunk? She's gone. That was a terrible, traumatic surprise. Yeah, the Francisco Paracolas are proving to be an interesting design for quite a few people. I'm interested in the numbers I'm getting. I was expecting to have a broad mixture of papers, and I think they are going to be a broad mixture of papers. It's going to be interesting. Fight to the end. This is not even a... That's a battle cruiser that's capable of 30.5 knots. That's a battleship that's capable of 32 knots. Please vote in the chat F if you think it's fair. C if you think it's cruel. In the chat now. F if you think it's fair. C if you think it's cruel. Oh my god. Doopy the Loam class battlecruiser. It's fair. Okay. Let's auto resolve and see what happens. Because I just want to see what the computer comes up with on this one. There's not a single French ship which escaped damage. So that's going okay. Finances. Two years to add on that. That'll do. I think I'll be taking Hawaii shortly. That'll make life interesting. I am losing a lot of transports, I do admit that, but I also have this capacity. I have 168% of what I need. So losing transports doesn't really bother me. I have a lot more than France to lose in the first place. So as a percentage, I'm losing actually less than the French are losing. Let's see what happens there. Draw. We'll leave those to auto fights. Convoy actions. How's this going? Let's do this battle, shall we? Right, but that means the French are not winning on the shipping wars. On futures, universe's future international shipping. Yeah. Let's start getting some of these figures back, shall we, then, to make sure the future internet people aren't really upset. I want to save my torpedoes for this gentleman. You think that's a battlecruiser? No, I'm just about to show you how they're not a battlecruiser, that is. Thank you for running away. You're not my target, they are. Any day of the week, I have more firepower than you do. So, frankly, I ain't bothered. Nicest way, you let me do this. You allowed me to dodge you into going away and leaving your charges. You were the stupid one here. Do not cry to me about it being unfair. I don't care, Mr. French Cruiser. You should have protected your charges. You should have done. And now, one of them's sinking, and the other two are soon to follow it. Because I'm literally going past at slow speed. And you can't really fire at me because of fear of hitting them. And once I've destroyed them, once I've dealt with them, then I will come and deal with you. I'll crank up to full speed, I'll come and slam a load of missiles in, a load of torpedoes in you, and then we'll see what happens. Good. Mission done. Let's go kill the French light cruiser, shall we? Run, chickadee, run. You're capable of 3 knots faster than me, so you should have been running. If you were going to run, run. But now I get to scare you off and gain more points, or win by sinking you. Either way works for me. You having to max out your speed, though, makes you just as inaccurate firing as I am. The only advantage I have is that my guns are more stabilized than yours. My hull is bigger. And I carry a lot more torpedoes. I can end this battle at any point. So if you look like you're going to win, I just end the battle. Rudder damaged. Flooding. All that's affecting your speed. And you've got minimal torpedoes. And I'm reloading. I've got reloads. You've got a lot less reloads than I have. You try and turn this into a gunnery duel. Because I don't think that's necessarily a good thing for you. Oh, I've got some flooding going on. I do admit, yeah, I got a bit floppy. This is why you should never get too close in this game. Dang. They won. Got to. I held my hand up. I got too target fixated. The Washington Naval Conference. I don't know how, but the kitty has found a Cheerio. He believes it to be the most glorious of cat toys. But Cheerios are tiny! I need more new light cruisers. How many am I building? I'm building 13 light cruisers. I'm repairing 11 ships at the moment. Quality control level 4. Oh, thank God, the Lord. See, it's one of the interesting things I find. Some people never put their efforts into getting the quality control up, but I always think the quality control matters. Hi, Leslie. I presumed you were watching something. I know, oh no, up on the Tyne. Had a nice view of the river today as I came over the hill. Cool. Ad. I have no control over the ads. Basically, I'm told there is something that it's different if you're a subscriber. You don't get ads then. But I don't know how true that is. I really need to do more study into Twitch. I really do. You know, it's something I enjoy doing, and I see as another further sharing history of people and talking about answering questions when they're asked. But also, there's part of me which is worried about getting too focused and professional with it, because then it becomes like YouTube, which is, how to put this, very fun, but it is fun in a, this is also kind of funding all my research, so I have to treat it a bit like work. Wait. Actually, I would say the other advantage of the whole thing is some of the flaws can actually lead to you having speed issues. So you design a ship for 32 knots, and the flaws actually mean it can only do 31 or even 30 knots. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do this fight, but that's mainly because I wanted to give my destroyers some experience, and I want to structure it so my destroyers get the experience. Yeah, I'd say I do this a lot of the Twitch stream. A is outreach and B to chat with people, but also sort of the outreach chat sort of thing. but also, mostly, it's about me having something fun to do that I don't feel guilty about doing. Thank you! I was wondering what's going on here. Hello, Lions. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Yeah. So you are going to go off and hunting. As are you going to go off and go hunting. And you are going to go off and go hunting. And you, 4, are going to stay together, keeping a nice solid pace, and just avoid torpedoes. And also I'm going to put you down to AI. Oh, for goodness sake. I have the most aggressive battleships in this game. Was that a hit by a 15-inch shell? Which one of you is firing 15-inch shells at a destroyer? Why are you firing 15-inch shells at a destroyer? Ship stats. Okay, let's see. Accuracy per gun. Formidable. Formidable, we've had this conversation. When you're an aircraft carrier, you want to take part in an actual line battle. When you're a battleship, you're using 15-inch shells to target a destroyer. Oh my lord. That's second gun. Main gun accuracy is magnificent. She caused 9,200 damage. How did she lose crew? How did any of them lose crew? I don't think that counts as a task force. A single destroyer does not make a task force. Let's see, what level of climbing are we looking at in August? Jack is very skilled, as I understand. Jack is very skilled. Someone got washed overside, potentially. Ah, the turtleback. Forecastle. Damages by mines. They've lost ships. Oh, good lord. Crew losses. This is just... French damages by mines. British transport losses. We've lost 7, 12. They have lost 9, 14, 16, 19, 24. I think the French are losing this war. Germany failed to get control of the southern Norway. That's good. 3 light cruisers versus them. Bourgeois, Bon. That's 4 6-inch guns. That's got 8 5.1-inch guns. That's got 4 6-inch guns. Okay. That's got 7 5.3-inch guns. That's got 8 6-inch guns. That's also got 18 torpedoes again. That one in torpedoes has got less. Barrage, 14 underwater torpedoes. 7 times 5.3-inch guns. That's the only one by me. That's a Bristol. 12 times underwater torpedoes. 8 6-inch guns. 50 mines. Need that to auto-resolve. Maybe because I don't need to do any more on that one. No. It's tempting. It's only potential tempting. Two destroyers versus a very small. Let's go see how naval invasions are going. 39% chance of succeeding. We have 1.3 million tons. Needed tonnage is 1 million. They have a couple of battleships in that region. That's up my tonnage requirement, has it? Well, let's just try and get as much as we can into this region. Move all those in. Let's put plenty of submarines in that region. Let's go to the other naval invasion. Away. Ah, yes, chance to succeed 100%. Wonder if I can add in another one. Let's see. Pago Pago. Eastern Samoa. Naval invasion in France. Can I do Eastern Samoa as well? That should be enough for Eastern Samoa. The kitty, yes, I need the cherry. It's now sad for kitty. Well, that's more what I expected the kitty to do with the Cheerio, to be honest, in the first place. To eat the Cheerio. I'm not sure how good a Cheerio is good. Ooh. Leslie, I think you're going to need to have a talk with Glyn, because that's the sort of thing which could make Glyn, how do I put this, a very, very popular husband. I think. So if you message Glyn and say that this could be a possibility, he could be very, very happy. In fact... Oh, well, Amy said raiding Banjul. Okay, this could be interesting. They're renowned class battleships. Okay, there's 5 of them. Are they all renowned? They all are, yeah. It's almost odds I like taking. Draw! That's embarrassing. So we've got control of Hawaii. Soon going to get control of Eastern Samoa, and then I think we're going to launch, let's see, French Polynesia sounds nice to take over, and I think we'll go for these as well, because that just, it gives things nice, you know, provinces controlled, and if we go through the politics and the finances, well, there's a small difference between us and the French. Just a small difference. What's maneuver warfare working on? Oh, that's useful. I want that. I want it. I want the advantage. It's going to give me a fleet. Ooh. Does anyone know what the R means? I've forgotten. I did know what it was, and I do recognise it, but I'm trying to remember it now. Raiding. You won your 40k game by a clear margin. Renaud, that's good. That makes life more fun. Should I be worried by the fact that I can click my elbows? How I managed to sustain enough damage in my life? I know people who can click their wrists and their knuckles. You know, we can all do that. But I can actually click my elbows. Should I be worried about this? Why are you not the flagship? Hello, Fourth. You're one of my newer destroyers, cruisers, aren't you? You look more French than British, but I can deal with your design. Let's see if we can find them. Is there any ship shape update? There are supposed to be things. We were planning on announcing something soon, but then there was flooding where we were going to do it, so we're now reorganising that. But, yeah. There should be something fun soon. And interesting. Torpedoes. I hate them. I honestly hate them sometimes. I'm cruising along, having a nice fight, and the torpedoes come out and boom. I've got to improve my ability to detect torpedoes. They are the thing which is causing me the most trouble and losing me most fights. concentrate on him for a second. Okay, let's go find where the destroyer is. Ugh, frigate. It is, it's the torpedoes. Yeah, I'm losing. Now, for the clicking noises, at least in farm manuals, is an indicator of selenium deficiency. We had to give our goats something for it many years. I think I can click my jaw. Well, the challenge coins should be arriving soon. As I said, we had to go through many to get actually true iron brew. We had to go through many suppliers. Draki's organised the ordering of those, and they should be arriving soon. But it's also the case that they have to meet his standards for being like iron brew. This was something we should have probably thought of before we had the concept of the iron brew coloured challenge coin. Probably something we should have considered, but we didn't. And let's be honest, it also has to reach Gareth the Brit's approval, and it has to pass Dan's and my approvals, and we're... Oh... Their ships are getting attrited by mines. Let's see, how are we on it? Get victory points twice as many as they have. That's good. So let's go sort this out in a very simple way. I've got 1 million ships in terms of repairing, building 1 million tons of ships. Ooh, that's not good. Let's go to fleet. Let's go check on the construction timelines. It's a learning experience. It is. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bruno. It is a learning experience. Currently, the major learning experience is that... How do I put this politely? The major learning experience so far is that all of us are kind of obsessive when it comes to these things. They're 1 month away from completion, so that's going to change all my construction issues. And they're all going to appear in Portsmouth. And that's going to have a big impact on the zone sitting opposite France. Thank you, game. You must be listening to me. Crap, you missed. Who were you aiming for, Runon? Who were you aiming for? Hi, Marga. Dale? Random Dale fan. Yeah. I can understand why. It's it's a nice thing to try and aim for, but it is fun sometimes. I'm having fun today with the camera. As you can see, I've got it on the AI tracker. I think I'm not sure who they're fighting. They're not fighting. They're fighting someone who's allied with me, I think. The other ships must be damaged and in sort of things. They're all armed with 10.7 inch, 10.7 inch, 10.7 inch, 10.7 inch. I've got 12 10.7 inch guns. I think I'm going to also resolve this because I want to see what happens on the auto. They've lost battleships sunk. That's not good. They lost battleships sunk again. That's just not good for them. The Special Army Operations are doing what the Special Army Operations do. 67% chance of succeeding. If I don't succeed, well, I don't succeed. Four months before they get commissioned. One month before that's ready. I'm hoping the latest in oil furnace upgrades is coming from that, so I'm going to put the money into that. Submarine hulls, what are they working on? Coastal Submarine 5. Tempting. Good day was fun and did not miss the mayor. Also end up doing some training. Cool. You didn't. Please note, are you shooting at Mayo? Because I know you do archery. Or, and this is the more important thing, did you forget the mayo on your sandwiches last week? Because that's worse. More French heavy bombers. Oh, good lord. You also did some training, new member. Matto, not Mayo. Ah, that makes more sense because it read the red Mayo, so I'm sort of going mayonnaise. but T and Y are next to each other on the keyboard. Oh, we'll fight this one. This is just not turning out good for the French. This is not. This is not. I don't want to do this battle. It's just cruel. It's cruel and unusual punishment. It is. You have bigger guns than my smallest battleship here, but you don't have big enough guns. This was a one-sided fight. I just want to see how low my forces can go before they actually lose the battle to the French. That's got to be sunk. Oh, it's not. It survived. Okay, politics. That was another invasion of France. I think this ranks them equivalent to sort of U in their power, and does a sort of ranking thing going on here, and the French are dropping down. How are the Japanese ahead of the French on this level if they're doing that? That might not be. They might not be doing that. America has 55 active battleships and 5 active battle cruisers. They actually have more capital ships than I do inactive. We can't let that continue. Improve ballistic tip research. Okay, ship design. Let's go to the lovely Rodney. You. Thank you, Paul. Hello, Paul. I'm doing okay. How no notification? I have no idea why there's no notification. I really don't. Phew. Let's upgrade this design, shall we? I want it to be better with dealing with some with torpedoes. I don't like my ships getting hit by torpedoes. I like them to get lots of warning so they can avoid the torpedoes. Surely there's an argument between this and the Canada class over which is the most powerful battleship in the world. After all, this is 9 16.5-inch gun, 9 16.5-inch guns, whereas the Canada class has 12 15-inch. So theoretically, let's increase that. Well, that's interesting. I've got a couple hundred tons to play with. Well, let's be honest, 150-ish tons to play with. Aft weight offset, 1.1%. Maybe only capable of 28 knots, but I like them. I really do. Many bulkheads. Four months reset, a refresh time. Yeah, that'll do. Those 4 months will be useful for those ships. Upgraded to 2 inch is upgraded to 10% length, so that's good. Range 19.3 kilometers for armor piercing. High explosive 18.7 kilometers. 38.6 kilometers for armor piercing. High explosive range 36.9 kilometers. Let's refit to this. Yeah, the 12-15 inch is probably more powerful. 32 knots and 12-15 inch guns is probably more powerful, but this is something special still. This is definitely something pretty. Refit all 6 up to standard. That's what we do. We refit all 6 up to the standard. I have to go find out where all my refitting battleships are. Autocorrect does not like Japanese phraseology. No, it doesn't. Autocorrect doesn't like a lot of things. I'm trying to learn Swedish currently, and I am failing thanks to autocorrect. Is my view. Although... For some reason today's short isn't doing that well. I think I'm going to have to make it Saturdays and Thursdays production. Negotiations on the house move are, as ever, interesting. We're going to see. We've got another house to look round digitally, virtually, this week. And I like it. The trick I've gone for is it's well within budget. So my idea is that it should be, how do I put this? In the nicest way, there's no grounds for going, but it hasn't got this or that, because it's well within budget, so we can adapt it. haven't commissioned yet, have they? Mainly it's a case of... I think both my mom and sister kind of... Their dream would be to take the space we have here, convert it into a bungalow, and stick it down in Cornwall. And whilst I love that idea, I don't think that works in practice. Okay, Random Dale fan. I wanted to pick your brain on an odd bit of code. There's all sorts of bits of code which are interesting. What's going on with code in your world that's causing you to want to pick brains here? I guessed you probably meant someone other than me, Dale fan, because whilst I'm very good at many things, code... I haven't done coding for a while. National Electric Coder. Ah. That form of coding. Okay. That actually... Strange enough, I could have been more... could have been slightly helpful with... Or rather, I could have pointed you to people. But I think Runod's... Day Alpha? National Electric Coder. But that would be UK, not American one. Now that is cool, writing some G-code for your 3D printer. Okay. I have a channel on YouTube which is turning into a bit of a guilty pleasure in watching, which is called The Black Belt Barrister. I realise it's not that much of a guilty pleasure because there's quite a lot of people who watch it and it's quite popular. But yeah. When your heavy cruiser weighs less than my light cruiser does. That's when you've got problems. The last standing of the British fleet that was stood up here that's taken all challenges of the French was the Canada class HMS Majestic. 12, 15-inch guns. I should probably upgrade them as well. Right, he has a thing for the TV licensing people. He does. But Black Belt, it's kind of fun. $17 building, 18 repairing, 0 in refit. There are soon going to be 6 in refit, and I'm going to be over that limit. Oh well. Ooh. I am not doing that one. I think I might give this a go myself, because this is one of the French battleships versus my cruise. And I do realize it's 4 o'clock, and I do realize I should be gone soon to go and get my lunch, which is... So this is... I'm going to do this battle, and then it's going to be lunchtime, because I need lunch. Did I see the article in Times before head on the forces? Yeah, I'm avoiding those newspaper articles at the moment. There's quite a lot of very interesting stuff out there by various heads of the armed forces, and to me, it's showing just how not purple they were in their role. The whole point is you're supposed to be very, very purple. You're supposed to, i.e., you are supposed to be very focused on delivering the best for the whole armed forces. And the more I hear from certain ones, I wonder how good the advice has been that that prime ministers have been getting. And I don't claim any service is immune from that. I really don't. But the whole point of being, when you're Chief of Defence Staff, I almost wish you had a separate uniform, that you were no longer wearing a Navy uniform or your Army uniform or your Air Force uniform. You put on a different uniform, so you mentally thought, hang on, I'm no longer the representative of that service. And I really do feel like the Chiefs of the Defence Staff should have different uniforms. Yeah, it's a different job. It's a different hat. You've got to rise above. The moment you are in the defense staff, you are in that purpose. You should have. You need to, if you're going to have a truly combined staff, you either have to have separate ministers are fighting for the budgets, and have a combined operations staff, or you have a system like we have, where you have a single minister fighting for the defence budget, in which case the defence advisors advising the minister need to be purple. They need to not be from one service or another. They need to think that, and they need to almost, put on a different uniform, as said. Now, this battleship is very sensibly concentrating on the heavy cruisers. It's concentrating on the things which are most likely to injure it with long-range gunfire. But I think it may have forgotten how exactly valuable it is. You guys have torpedoes. You do not. Having real fun. Real fun. Why is it called being purple? Mixture of blue, red and green, basically. Has always been defined as being purple. Not sure why why they did that, but that's what I went for. It is almost a boarding distance. Yeah, I think this is why you don't let an 11-inch armed heavy cruiser get within boarding distance of you. Oh. That was always interesting to me. The Russians were pursuing fast battleships before almost anyone else, going for a 24-knot battleship going. Yes, we will have something which can do 24 knots. It's going to have lighter armor, but that's the compromise we're taking. And as said, thank you very much everyone for being here. Thank you Paul, thank you Runon, thank you Leslie, thank you Spike, thank you Lions, thank you everyone who's been here, who's been giving out membership. Random Dale fan, thank you, who else has been here? Jonathan Moon, John Culver, thank you everyone who's been here chatting away. It's always nice to have company. It's always nice to be not playing a game on my own, because it gives me someone to chat to, which I like. Thank you everyone. It's time for me to head off for my lunch, so I'm going to quickly save this all in front of you, as always, and talk to you later at Brew Ships, hopefully. So let's save. And see you all later. Thank you. Take care. Thank you, Malaga. See you all later. Hopefully. Take care.